Welcome to the Relationship Workout for Men podcast. This episode is just a preview of what you'll find in the full Relationship Fitness for Men program. If you're serious about building a stronger, happier relationship, check out relationshipfitness.com to access all episodes, plus tools to assess and improve the quality of your relationship and your very own on-demand and private AI relationship coach. Visit relationshipfitness.com to learn more.
Welcome to Relationship Workout for Men, a podcast dedicated to helping men be intentional in choosing a better partner and being a better partner for the person they choose. Season 6, Episode 1. Do you want the same things in life? In Season 6, we explore Relationship Workout Core number 5, Alignment, discussing how to answer the foundational question, do you want the same things in life? This question is highly relevant for both men and women to answer when they start dating, especially if they are bucket 3 partners looking for their forever person. However, the question is also relevant for established relationships, as people's must-have needs can evolve and change over time. So why is alignment a core strength area? Well, we all have some sort of vision of how our lives should turn out. This vision can be thought of as a collection of must-have needs and nice-to-have wants and desires. For instance, some feel they absolutely need to have children. There is no room for compromise on this one. For others, they want to share their lives with someone who shares the same political views, but this is not an absolute requirement. If a couple can't align regarding each person's must-haves, then potential problems might be lurking in their future. After all, by definition, must-haves are those things a person believes he or she absolutely must have. That's no rocket science here. That said, aligning two people's visions and how they see their life unfolding can seem like a heavy conversation, especially when it comes to a new relationship. Indeed, asking whether you and someone you've just met share the same vision for how you both want your lives to turn out sounds like an even heavier question to answer. It's much more fun just hanging out, having fun, and eventually indulging in great sex. Who wants to ask or answer a bunch of really serious questions early on? That's just boring. And have you even thought about what your vision is for how you'd like to live your life? For instance, do you want to have children someday? Do you have to live in a particular location? Do you want to make your family or your career a priority? How much financial security do you need? The truth is that even with tremendous chemistry and madly in love status in your relationship, the reality is that your life visions also must align. If not, you could end up fighting again and again over the same unresolved incompatibilities. For example, if you absolutely need to have children and your partner absolutely doesn't want to have kids, well, then one of you ultimately is going to have to give in or be extremely unhappy. After all, either you two are going to have kids or you're not. Whether or not you've really thought about your needs and wants for your future, you probably have at least a few inflexible ideas about how you'd like your life to turn out. Doesn't it make sense to discover sooner versus later if you and a potential partner are aligned on at least what feels like the absolutely important stuff for you? Otherwise, you might find yourselves madly in love with each other, yet staring at some serious must-have misalignments. Now what? To help you determine if you and someone you're with are aligned on your important needs, it helps to have some common definitions to aid the discussion. So here are 4 alignment definitions. 1. A must-have is something you believe you absolutely need to have in your life. You're extremely inflexible on this one. 2. A nice-to-have is something you'd like to have, a want or a desire, but you're open to compromise with the right person. In other words, it's not a deal breaker if this want or desire is not met in your life, and not met in your life because of this relationship. 3. Something that feels unimportant is something you truly don't care about. And 4, something undecided is an area where you're not quite sure yet how you feel or think about it. Often you won't figure this one out until you're faced with the prospect of it happening or not happening in your life. With these 4 definitions, let's turn our attention to discuss how do you check alignment early on in dating. you're probably not chomping at the bit to become emotionally stuck, wildly in love on one hand, but on the other hand, constantly fighting over unresolved misalignment, which could have been known from the very beginning of meeting each other. So as always with relationship workout, you have two basic choices. You can play it strong or you can play it weak. A strong alignment play is to discuss and discover alignment and potential misalignments around life visions. The goal is to discover relatively quickly where there is potential misalignment. By doing this, you're given the opportunity to find compromise or decide to move on before you're both too emotionally invested to easily walk away. On the other hand, a weak alignment play is to avoid the topic of alignment altogether and then anguish over potential misalignments sometime down the road. Of course, you can choose to spin the wheel of fortune and hope the ball drops with both of you aligned on everything. Are you feeling lucky? In this season, we'll discuss 3 alignment strategies to deploy to help you make strong alignment plays. They are Strategy 1, know your needs versus choosing ignorance. This is about knowing your list of must-haves and nice-to-haves instead of choosing to remain ignorant on the topic. Strategy number 2, discuss and align versus choosing to ignore. This is about each of you discussing your list of must-haves and nice-to-haves in a loving and non-judgmental way. Where you two discover misalignment, you both search for compromise. Don't ignore the risk that misalignments can end up as difficult problems for you two in your future together. And strategy 3, validate versus choosing to assume. Unfortunately, you can't assume there's alignment just because the other person utters all the right alignment words. Sometimes people don't really know what their needs are, or they'll say what they think the other person wants to hear. This means it can be very prudent to validate the person's words against their actual actions. After all, actions do speak louder than words. So 3 strategies, 3 strategy choices. You can go weak or go strong, your choice. But before we discuss these 3 strategies, let me share a personal story when I turned a blind eye to a most definitely misaligned must-have in the next episode, Up in Smoke.
Thanks for listening. To listen to all episodes in this season, visit relationshipfitness.com. There you'll find not only a complete library of episodes, but also aligned playbook articles, tools designed to help you assess, improve, and manage the quality of your relationship, and your very own AI relationship coach to get private, on-demand coaching whenever you need it. Go to relationshipfitness.com to start transforming your relationship today for more fun and less drama.